Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be running back Jewelry Bonney from OP07 against Boa Hancock from OP14. I got a comment that you guys weren't quite impressed with my last Bonney run against Boa, saying that it was a very atypical build, and we want to try a little bit more of a meta-competitive list. So I'm going to run you through probably 4 or 5 games, and we're going to see how we do. I can't wait to find out. Deck list will be at the end, and if you guys want to let me know how I do, that'd be great. Let's get to it. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another fantastic game of One Piece. That's a keepable hand for sure. We're playing Jewelry Bonney from OP07, going into OP14's Boa Hancock. Getting a little practice in for the Heroine's Cup. Just wanted to see what the female leaders are looking like and how they do into each other. Yep, that's our only target, so that's what we're definitely taking. Yeah. Alright, we're doing okay. This is our pretty good set at top end. We're just missing something like a, Trafficker Law. Yeah, you got it. Alright, they play. Man, I wish I just could find a Tashigi here. That would honestly be good enough. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna put 2 here. We'll just attack in. I know they stack this, so it's probably a Gorgon Sister. Not a Gorgon Sister. Got lucky with a Ran. That's fine. Double Perona and Carrot here is going to be kind of... It should be pretty darn good here, just to keep them off of us for a while. The fact I don't have a good 2K to him, that really sucks. Okay, and we still don't find a good 2K. Okay, that's fine. Trigger. Every time you punch into Boa, it's like, man, how bad is it gonna be? I draw 2 trash too. Okay, kind of cool with that. Or draw 2, place 2 at the bottom. There you go. It's gonna be at 8 next turn. I'd really love to. Someday I'd love to be able to develop this Cavendish on 5, but I just can't. It's too good to be able to hold everything down. Alright, that's unfortunate. Gives up the You'll Frighten Me. I can't pin that down no matter what I do. So we're going to put this. I can't rest either of these. Just pin that down, I guess. No block. I hate that I have to give up 2 cards for a 6K attack. I just don't want to go down to 3 that fast. Okay, I can play that. Go 4. I just don't think you ever need the rest of those cards. Those cards are just not good for you. Just gonna poke in, just give me a card. If you want to heal, I'm okay with that. I'd rather you just not get the body next turn. Yeah. Cool. Peronas, Peronas, Peronas. I still don't have a good 2K. I'm not going to play the 9-cost jewelry Bonney. Use that. I didn't have a good 2K get the last turn. You think I'm going to give you a 10K? What do you think's happening here? Oh, good. Now I have to deal with this. Do I just pop this and give him a 5th life? I don't like that at all. I think this turn's board development. Yeah. It's going to get kind of dicey here. There's the 9-cost. Six. Six. Never going to pressure them too much. Just want them to give me cards. Okay, and then I'd love to hold this down. But is it better to be able to develop this next turn? Probably. No, we got to develop this just because I can't take that much pressure next turn. Good news is they have to replace something if they want to play that 9-cost they just picked up. Another carrot's not bad. Now I could free block one of these, and all these just demand 1Ks. Or not. What I wouldn't give for a good 2K. There, take that. What are you doing for 8 Dawn? Nothing? 4? That's another blocker. Man, your hand is getting low. 2, 3, 4. Gotta get through 5 cards. I'd love to be able to hold you down. Come on, you just load everything up. I want you to just full in attack. I might have to bounce one of these next turn. It's Cody's probably fine. Hold 4 cards down. Wow, they're going all in. Sure. There's my 2K. I can hold all 3 of these down plus this. But I'm going to go down to 0, and they're just going to play an unblockable event on me. No. I think we just kill him here. I think Hody Jones just wins me the game because they've got nothing in hand. Seven. I don't think you have the way to hold me off. I know one of those is a 9-cost bow, unless that's what you just ditched. You just took that one. No, I think you just lose here. You didn't have your event there, guy. Got him. Man, I felt like I was on the back foot that entire game. Well, let me know what you guys think. What I do right, what I do wrong. I don't think they divided up their Dawn very well in that last turn, but other than that, they were doing okay. They were just trying to heal, stay alive, block her up. Double Perona was really giving them the business there. And we saw our shot for lethal with this Hody that's been in our hands since turn 1, and we took it. And I think it was the right play. I didn't think there was any way for them to get out of it. We constantly were just poking him for little numbers. There's no reason for him to take any of these other than just to aggressively take their life, and that just wasn't how they were playing. I don't know if it was right or if it was wrong, but it lost them the game, so I assume it's wrong. But you guys let me know, what do you think? Am I just playing correctly? Am I just finding a bunch of easy matches? This looks like a pretty standard build of Boa Hancock, so let me know what you guys think. Is this a good matchup for us? Is it a bad matchup for us? I want to know. Catch you guys in the next one. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another exciting round of One Piece. We're going to be playing Jewelry Bonney, and we're going against Boa Hancock. I don't really like this just because I got double law in hand. Okay, well, double law or double Bonney, double Dofi. Okay, we're going to be doing a... Yeah, we're going to have to hold our lives because it looks like we're going to be playing for a minute. Alright, this reveals and draws the 4-cost Boa Hancock, so we'll see that next turn. Okay, we do find one. I'm just going to poke in 5, see if we get a card. Nope, they greedily take it. They say, ooh. Okay. I really think this is going to be the pick. It's going to have to be. Yep, there she is. Have to deal with like a 7 and a 5 here. We're going to drop the 5, of course. Finding a carrot would be super helpful right about now. Yeah. Found the carrot. Found 2 carrots. Okay. Yep, freeze there. Deploy, freeze that forever. Okay, here's where having a law would be really nice. Okay, we don't want to get pudding near, so we're gonna go 2. Alright, I gotta give him this one. This is something I don't see very often. Up to one of your opponent's characters other than Lucky Luby cannot attack until the end of your next turn. Then place up to one cost, one or less character on the bottom of its owner's deck. Okay. Up to one Boa Hancock with the cost of 6 or less. Well, you know, weird things happen, I guess. So we're at 8. I can play this for 3. That leaves us with 5. Yeah, we're going to have to kind of do it that way, I think. This is just a 4-cost blocker, so we just punch in there. Okay, we're going to deploy this. Restand 2 Dawn. Deploy the carrot back out. Freeze that. Go end. Double carrot's going to be pretty nice to deal with this board. Oh, come on. That's annoying. Misclicked there. Ouch. Maybe a 10 next turn. I'm gonna hold the board. Do I want to give him a 2 and a 1? Probably not. No. There's the double. Now they could really mess me up if they have a, that didn't do it. Cool. Okay. If they get a trigger body now, I'm kind of not beat up about it because they're going to be replacing their own board. They're likely to block here, though. Which is going to burn me, which is going to suck. Block. No, they don't block. Okay. They're probably going to try and take my carrot here if I had to guess. But it's the 9-cost Boa. So they play over the Marie Joie. That's fine. Now they can't take anything because I got all the cards to deal with them. They don't attack, which is probably the smartest thing they could do. I think I have to develop some blockers here. Yeah, we have to develop some guys here. They're gonna block, so I have to do this. This. I can't stop this. I'd really like to. I gotta stop this. And then we'll go attack in there. Freeze that. That'll keep 3 of the 5 attacks out of my hair. We'll go 6 and then 7. They've replaced their entire board. Can I live if I don't put that Dawn on there? I don't think so, because I got 1 blocker that gets me out of this, and then they've got 4 attacks, and I believe they got 2K counter. We just have to go in and say, hey, if you got it, you got it. There's not a lot I can do about it. We got him. GG, my man. Well played. They were hunting for their counter desperately. They only had 4K counter in hand. No, yeah, 4K. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got them. The Perona play, making it so they couldn't block, made it just so brutal for them. And then the carrots. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another wonderful game of Jewelry Bonney against Boa Hancock. The only real spice I saw in the deck is this, so you guys let me know if this is a atypical list. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another round of One Piece. I think we're going to keep this hand. We're practicing for the Heroine's Cup, but we're going to run Jewelry Bonney. Just because we want to get in a little practice. So let's go and put her down. Do I want a 2K or do I want another blocker? Blockers are pretty darn useful in this, and I already have a fair number of 2Ks, so I think we're going to take that. Let's see what we can do. We're going into Boa Hancock from OP14. On our turn, if they play a character from a trigger, they have to draw a card. Yeah, you got it, guy. 8 into my 1. I'm not gonna... I can't save it. We getting all aggressive for. We're gonna deploy this. Grab that. Wow, we lose all 3 of our Perona right there. That's really unfortunate for us. Yeah, we'll attach one. They're always gonna take it. They want their triggers. We're gonna risk it though. Not heavily punished. They don't even develop a body. Heck yeah. That's actually really good for us. Okay. Nami, burn us. Yep. Oh, we found the Cavendish. That's pretty nice. We're gonna use that. Not going to use that. No blocker. And we are, of course, going to give him a 2K because we don't like getting puddinged for our entire life savings. All right. Probably worth developing the carrot here. Attack 5, see what they do. So they don't want that trigger they stacked that bad yet. Gonna freeze that and pass our turn. Kuma, not bad. Now if they attack, I get to freeze this though, which is really good for us. Use card action. No blocker. Yeah, we're going to trash. We got to keep ourselves kind of healthy because all they want to do is burn, and we get heavily rewarded. All right, 5, 6, 7 if I want to do this. That's probably pretty good. Okay. I kind of want to kill this now. I know I just froze it, but the fact they're on such low card advantage. I just want one card out of their hand. I'm okay with playing this and just leaving it up if I have to. They let it go. Flip this up. Okay, I know what they have now. It's a Shakuyaku. Okay. It's not the biggest end of the world, and Now they're withdrawing. Oh, they're looking at the top 3. Not a big deal there. Okay. And now we go deploy this. Oh, he's too big. Dang it. Ah, what do you do? We'll deploy this and pass our turn. Probably gonna lose that carrot. Ooh, that's not bad though. I'm tempted to drop this just so that I don't have to take another hit next turn. I have to get out of a 5. That's fine. Okay, get a nice 2k there. I'm going to freeze your whole board next turn. Nope, they don't even attack. Interesting, interesting. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to play differently. I'd like to freeze all 3, but I can't. Let's take this. We're going to need some 2Ks here, I think. I can deploy this, get one of these out, rested, restand. Here's where if I attack, I absolutely am going to have to start dealing with their triggers. Well, they give us a 2k there. That's pretty nice of them. I like that a lot. Just keep giving me cards. I don't want to pressure you at all. I want your hand to be super empty. Cool. They're giving it to us. I like that a lot. I can do this for 3. That leaves us at 6. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm going to have to play over the top of this, though. It is what it is. We'll deploy this, restand that. I need to be able to get the Dawn back. Okay. Not the end of the world. Let's see what we get out of this. The good news is we filled up on 2Ks very nicely that turn. Doflamingo is going to put in a lot of work next turn as well. I'm going to put their blocker down, I think. I want to go 2-2-1 to save my carrot. No. It's fine. I need to keep 1 carrot alive, not 2. That's kind of what I thought they would do. Trash that. Okay. Here's where it's going to get interesting. We're definitely dropping one of these. We're going to do this first. I don't want to risk my carrot getting KO'd. So this is frozen, and this is frozen. We're going to attack in immediately, freeze that one. And I just need to get this through without anything happening to it, and then I've got my whole setup. And man, we got a lot of 2Ks. Attack or restand. They don't have a lot of rush in this deck, and I've got their whole board frozen. Yup, play that. They get one attack no matter what happens. That gives them up the blocker. Okay. Their whole board is full. Half of it's frozen. They're low on cards. I might be able to kill them next turn. We'll see if they leave a Dawn for the old Frighten Me. But I don't know. Unblockable. That's fine, I guess. We're going to commit really heavily into this unblockable. No block. Take. No trigger. He's 2 Dawn up, so I'm going to have to Hody Jones him just so that he can't do dumb things to me. Doesn't do the You'll Frighten Me. Okay, cool. Because he didn't do the You'll Frighten Me, we are going to attempt to kill him right now. Those are both going down. 6, restand 2, so that's a 7. So I can do 3 7s, a 6. No, he's gonna trash one of our dudes. Okay, so that sucks. That's fine though. So we're just gonna go, what, 9? I just want to get this 1 out of him. We can eat him up later. Go with 7 at him. And then we do it again. Got him. GG. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, one small misplay there, but we played pretty tight. They countered a little heavy in my opinion, but not bad at all. Pretty typical list that we saw here. Just wanted to show that we can go pretty well with Jewelry Bonney. And, you know, we ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10K counter in hand. And 2 blockers. The fact that they left 2 up, I thought they might have had a You'll Frighten Me. That would have made math a little harder there, but we were always going to try and kill them there, I think. No reason to go on. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Another wonderful round of Jewelry Bonney versus Boa Hancock. That's pretty good. We're going to keep that, I think. 2 searchers and a carrot. Mid-game's kind of meh. This Shanks is not particularly great into this matchup, but it's not the worst either. That's pretty good to have. Do I want to keep a life off of me, or do I want to have 2 next turn? What do we want to do? Let's go deploy this guy, I think. Do I want another blocker, or do I want a 2K? Probably a 2K is the way to go here. There you go, guy. What would you like to do? Plays a Sengoku, finds the unblockable. 7 into my 5. Do I want to give him a 2 and a 1? Not really. We'll take that. Oh, that's pretty good to have. Assembling our mid-game. Gotta be very careful here, though. We're gonna get puddinged. Gonna attack, see if they want to just give me a 2k over it. They always kind of want to take the hit. Yep, we're going to see how good their trigger luck is. They miss. We like that a lot. Okay, let's find out if they have a pudding or not. I'm going to make them have it. Probably another 2k. We've got a 5 and a 5. Yeah, I like everything else we have. We're just going to stack 2ks. If it's a pudding, it's a pudding. We're 8 and 8 even. Not a pudding. We're in a good spot. Yeah. That's going down. Not going to do anything with that. No block resolve. We like that a lot. Let's see what they got. This is good practice for the Heroine's Cup. Jewelry Bonney versus Boa Hancock. Pretty typical list so far. Let's see if we can chew through some cards. Well, that's fun to have. Not quite what we're looking for, though. Back 5. We're going to drop the carrot, freeze that. They take. Aggressively they take. Ooh, bad trigger luck. We like that a lot. Okay. We need to aggressively counter here. I'm hoping they swing something worth countering. Plays the Kuma. Pretty typical there. Means I don't have to deal with large attacks this turn. Yep, 6. Yeah, we'll use our card action. Nah, we're not going to do anything with that. No blocker. There's a 2k for you. We're doing pretty good here. Another 2k. We like that. All right. I can drop this for 3. That's going to put us at 5. That's not really what I want to do here. I can go 6 and forget. I want to cheat out 2 bodies, but I'd rather have 2 active. I like attacking. I have to attack with this first because I don't want to risk them triggering and killing it before I get to freeze this. I know it's better to go 5 and then 6, but I want to attack like this just so that this doesn't risk dying. Oh, good. They gave me the Gorgon Sisters. I like that. I like that a lot. We're just going to go 5 in. We're going to see if we can just chew up their hand a little bit. Really light attacks. No, they said, no, we're tired of giving it to you. Okay, so now we're going to do the thing. We're going to get rid of the Shanks and restand a Dawn. So go ahead. Okay. We've got some pretty good value out of our hand. We might get pudding here, but we're doing okay. Got rid of that Shanks that wasn't doing us a ton of good. Found a second carrot, though, off the Jewelry Bonney, which is pretty darn good here. We'll be able to freeze both of these. Yeah, you want to attack with that? I'm just going to rest the Kuma. Just figures it out. This. That's going down. That doesn't get used. I can go 2-1 to save this. Probably good enough. I'm going to be at 10 next turn. We're just going to give you the blocker. Because we're at 10 here, it's just better for us. I'll go 5 and 7 at them. I want them to try and counter. That's why we're doing these really weird numbers. Playing pretty tight so far, though. We're pretty happy with that. Their trigger luck has not been good. Oh, man. I will say, I don't know if it's good or bad trigger luck, but it's really just comes down to, do they find the Gorgon Sisters or the Ran in their life? And if they don't, they're just kind of in trouble. All right, play your 9-cost Boa. Burn me for 1. Heal yourself. We'll go 3/3. Ooh, doesn't have it. Plays the Heroine. Wants to put the Gorgon Sisters on top for cheap. The fact they're not healing is not good for them. Finds the Boa Hancock. There it is. Didn't have it yet. Unfortunate for you. And they discarded one at the very beginning of the game. No. No. It is worth healing, worth saving it here. I will go trash 2, trash 1. Resolve. I'm gonna hold you hostage for a turn. What are you doing with all that Dawn? You gonna play a Gorgon Sisters card? No. Doesn't even have a... Are they gonna... I was like, are they gonna forget a Dawn? They did not forget a Dawn. Okay. I think this is probably the way to do this. We're going to make it so those can't rest. I'm going to attack this in first. If it's a you'll frighten me, I just want to make sure I get most of their board frozen so that they only get 1 real attack. Because even if they trigger out a body here, they're replacing something to play their 9-cost. I think I can kill them here. Nah, they're going to make it so this can't attack. Alright, so I can't kill you. Fine. Ooh, that sucks. So you're going to KO this. It really sucks he's going to KO my Cavendish. I would really like to get those 2 Dawn back up so I can freeze the other Kuma. What? I don't have 3 or less life. I'm safe. Do I think I could kill them right now? It's close. Close enough for me to try it. I'm safe even if they don't, so it's probably good enough. So if I go 7, 8, I can go at least 7 at him. Come here, bud. Give me 2 of your cards out of your hand, at least. I'm gonna try. Okay. Well, I'm not going to give the game up, so we are, but 9 is a good number no matter what. Let's see what you got. The unblockable I know you still have in your hand is a dead card. And I know you've got a 9-cost Boa, so I think I kill you no matter what you do. Yeah, got him again. All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We got a Mihawk, we got a Tashigi, got a Lon Beppo, and a Perona. Pretty good cards. We end the game sporting 5k extra counter, 1 blocker, and 1 Hody Jones for really taking them to the cleaners next turn, because they would have left up 1 Don for the old Frighten Me, and we would have probably had to just put it down and then put a blocker down. That means we would have had to go through a blocker, and we would have had 4 or 5 good attacks here, and they'd have had nothing left. So I think no matter how we played that one, we would have been fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Jewelry Bonney into OP14's Boa Hancock. Looks like a pretty typical list to me. What do you guys think? Is this a bad matchup for Bonney, or do you think we're just holding it on? I just want to show you guys the classic version. I did have an interesting build list in a previous video, but somebody was wanting me to know that they didn't think I was going to do so hot into Boa Hancock, so we just wanted to see if we could show them a more typical matchup. What do you guys think? I'll see you in the next one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deck list. Jewelry Bonney from OP07, 5,000 attack. When your opponent attacks once per turn, you may rest 1 Dawn, rest up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters. Very basic ability, but it is very versatile. We like it a lot. All right, we're running 4 Scratchment of Pooh, a 1-cost 1,000, 2,000 counter. On play, rest one of your opponent's cost 2 or less characters. It's mostly just a 2k, but sometimes it's good for getting down chump blockers when you're trying to go for something. And then we've got the Jewelry Bonney Searcher. You can rest this character and 1 Dawn and search the top 5 for a Supernova. It's a 1-cost 1,000. It acts as a pseudo blocker. It eats up a lot of little attacks, especially if your opponent misses their Searcher early on. And then we've got Kidden Killer, which is a 2-cost 2,000, 1,000 counter. Look at the top 5, find the Supernovas, and on your opponent's attack, you can trash this character and so one of our Dawn cards is active. It's good to have these in the mid-game if you really need to, if you don't have a way to restand Dawn, so you can establish your 10,000 cost buys and keep your leader ability online. Then we've got Tashigi, which is a 3-cost 4,000 attack 2k counter. If you have a green character other than Tashigi that would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects, you may rest this character instead. Right now, it's really there to just stop Red Rock and Gravity Blade. That's it. That's what you need to stop all the time. And then, of course, we've got Cavendish, a 5-cost 6,000, 1,000 counter. On play and when attacking, if your leader is a Supernova type and you have no other Cavendish on field, you can activate 2 Dawn. It's a really good value card, but I will say it gets targeted really, really hard, which is not the worst thing. You just got to kind of bank on them trying to remove it and plan out how much counter you have and how many blockers you're going to use and can you survive? Can it survive? So that's kind of the game plan every time it gets played. It gets eaten by every form of removal under the sun. Carrot is a 5-cost 6,000 attack 1k counter. On play and when attacking, up to one of your opponent's rested cost 7 or less characters do not become active in the next refresh phase. Very good defense. But again, it will get hard targeted. These two guys are just what they want to kill. And then we've got a 5-cost 6k 1k Jewelry Bonney blocker. On play, if you have 8 or more rested cards, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand, then set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. It's really good. I usually play it and let it die almost immediately. It's good for filtering the deck for all our non-surgical top end. That's why it's there, and we do play it a lot. And then, of course, the new cards in Perona, 5-cost 6k counter. 5-cost 6,000 attack 1k counter. On play, up to one of your opponent's characters at the cost of 5 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next turn. Really good, actually, in the end game, surprisingly. It's good. It's okay mid-game to get some pressure off of you, but end game, it stops blockers and a lot of them, which is really nice. And it basically has the same effect as on KO. You can rest one of our cards, play up to 1 green character card with a cost of 5 or less from our hand, which means we can cheat itself out of the hand, which is nice. But it also gets all of that pesky top mid-end back out that everybody wants to eat, including blockers for filtering, Carrot for stunning, and Cavendish for restanding Dawn. All very good. And then, of course, we've got a 5-cost 5,000 attack 2k counter in X-Drake. It is a Supernova's card, and so it is searchable. On play, if your leader has the supernova type, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less, then set up to one of your Dawn cards active at the end of the turn. Not bad. I almost never play it, but sometimes it's good enough to get a blocker down if you've got no other options. And then, of course, Trafficker Law. 6 cost, 6k attack, no counter. If you have 1 or less life cards, this card gains blocker. So most of the time, it is just an attacker. And that's another thing you should know about this deck, is a lot of the times, your blockers are attackers. You don't leave them sitting as blockers. It's a waste of your resources. You want them to get value by attacking your opponent a lot. If they choose to attack your rested blockers after they've attacked, that's fine. That means they did their job anyways. On play, you may return 1 character to your hand, which is almost always going to be the Jewelry Bonney or the Kitten Killer. Sometimes you want the Scratchman of Pooh back, or you can bounce back the Perona to lock down an extra 2 guys if you need to. And then next up is Hody Jones, a 7 cost, 8,000 attack, no counter, rush option in the deck. It's the only rush we got, and it is good enough. On play, rest up to a total of 2 of your opponent's characters and or Dawn, then put the top card of your life in your hand. So it burns ourselves for 1, but it does get Dawn down to prevent events. It puts blockers down. It's pretty versatile. But it is just a 2 of because it's not necessarily the win condition anymore. It used to be a 4 of, but we've kind of moved away from that. And then the 8 cost, 8,000 attack Mihawk blocker. On play, set up to 4 of your Dawn cards as active. Then you may not play a character with a original cost of 7 or more during this turn. Really good. It's a good attacker as well. It also free blocks a lot of the time, which is why we like it. And then, of course, we've got our top end in a 9 cost, 11,000 attack, no counter, Shanks. On play, KO to one of your opponent's rested characters. Really, really good. We like Shanks a lot. But the better version is, of course, Don Quixote do Flamingo. 10 cost, 10,000 attack. On play, a total of up to 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders do not become active during your opponent's next refresh phase. So the idea is to just hold the whole board down. You want, by the time you get to your 10 Dawn turns, you want a way to get Dawn back with something so that you can play your 10 costs and have your leader ability online. So either a Cavendish or a Kitten Killer, either one's good. But you want to be able to get your Dawn back so you can slap these 10 costs down, and if they attack, you can get the other card down, and then you can have multiple of these in a row. The win condition is if you can go 2 or 3 of these, there's just no way for them to recover. Because you establish a 10,000 attack body, 3 of their guys didn't get to swing 2 turns in a row, and you got 2 10k bodies to follow that up with, along with your mid-game board. It's just how you win the game. And then, of course, 1 Law and Beppo, 10 cost, 11k attack, no counter. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, and that character will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then if your opponent has 2 or more rested characters, your leader gains plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. This is just a good searchable top end because it is the only one of our top end that is searchable. Sometimes we just need a big guy, and bumping our own leader up to 7 is really good as well. But it does run into that problem that if you're cornered, you don't have a way to get your Dawn back, so you need to find a way to kind of mitigate that risk, which is why it's just kind of a one-of. All right, there you guys go. There you guys go. There is Jewelry Bonney. Let me know what you guys think. Where does she fall in the Heroines Cup? Is she going to be the best of the best? Is she only okay? Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you had to say. But I think that's all I got for you. So if you do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, that would be awesome. But I think that's all I got. So, as always, good games and good luck.